We're finding the domains of functions. This time I've got a harder example. Let's find the domain of h of x equals the square root of 15 minus 2x minus x squared. So remember, with radical functions, we need what's inside the radical to be greater than or equal to 0. So we have this inequality to solve. 15 minus 2x minus x squared greater than or equal to 0. Now when I solve polynomial inequalities, usually I like to have them factored first. So let's factor this. And we'll have an x here and here. One of these will have to be minus and the other will have to be plus. I have to think about factors of 15 that add or subtract to 2. So 3 and 5 will probably work here. So one of these will be 3 and one will be 5. Well, if I put a 5 here and a 3 here, I'll get 3x minus 5x is negative 2x. So that'll work. So the way I usually solve these kinds of inequalities is I make a sign chart. And I want to analyze when this thing's positive, when it's negative, and when it's 0. So on the sign chart, sign chart is basically a number line. I'm going to mark the numbers negative 5 and 3. Now these are places where the expression 5 plus x times 3 minus x is actually equal to 0. It's 0 at both these points. All we have to do is test points to the left, in between, and to the right of these two to see whether the expression is positive or negative. Okay, so we test points. Let's test to the left. Let's test x equals negative 6. 5 plus negative 6 is negative 1, times 3 minus negative 6 is 9. We don't really even have to multiply this. We just need to know it's negative, right? Less than 0. So this is going to be negative. Then we test a point in between, like 0. And we get 5 plus 0, which is 5, times 3 minus 0, 3. And that's greater than 0. So it's positive. We don't need to know what this is. And finally, for a point to the right of 3, just pick 4. 5 plus 4 is 9, times 3 minus 4, negative 1. That's less than 0. So we're negative here again. Now what were we looking for? We wanted this quantity to be greater than or equal to 0. It's greater than 0 between negative 5 and 3, and it's equal to 0 at negative 5 and at negative 3. So this is the interval that we're looking for. That's our domain. So the domain is the interval from negative 5 to 3.
By 2. I can't do this with you two laughing back there.
Work it, work it.
So if we had, no, that's not right, 3 coplanar points.
So have you ever gotten off an airplane?
That should be
Less than.
yeah. Dang.
Is it like 500 degrees in here or what?
All right, so when you're in chemistry class, you're going to be doing a lot of work. You're going to be starting over.
So as an example, we could consider like you've got a chain hanging from two fixed.